Well, this is day 2 of Savannah, and we are aboard trolley.
Arms and heads are inside the trolley at all times.
And this is a hop on, hop off. Okay, so this building right here is the First African Baptist Church.
Got these two coming, Mike.
Lovely, no problem.
Have a great time, folks.
Because there's construction work on the next part of this story now, we're just coming off a couple of small blocks and run along Main Street, as it's called, Browser Street here. Governor of Georgia, a delegate for the Continental Congress, and a very successful cotton plantation owner. And the Telfair family home, as was, is on this square. Returning towards the house in question is the one on the corner that's facing you. It has the statues out front. This was subsequently donated to the senior surrounded by his daughter, Mary Telfair, that was to be used as an art and a cultural centre. It's now the Telfair Museum. The next building coming up, this is the Trinity Methodist Church. This is the family church of Methodism in Georgia. And the sanctuary there is an exact replica of the sanctuary in the original Trinity Methodist Church in London, England. Then we do turn to the left here, coming up on your right, the Jefferson Centre for the Arts. If you can look up, do so, and you'll see it really is quite an avant-garde building. It has quite an eclectic mix of art in there, but one of the travelling aid certificates is also quite avant-garde, and you get some idea of what's on display if you look in the windows on the second half of the little block. Projects. This is what they always do. You see, they always maintain the integrity of the outside of the building. It's inside that the changes take place. That is now their recreational centre and gym. And as we turn in front of the main door, you'll see it is called the Club Scav. This is Orleans Square, named after the Battle of New Orleans in the 1812 war. Now you get turned here, get straight down, look to your left. In the middle you're going to see that is the German fountain, honouring the early German settlers that did help to settle Georgia. We're going to turn to the left here towards the house on the opposite corner. That is the Harper Forbes house. It is one gorgeous house to visit, folks. That is quite beautiful inside. That was deeded to the Society of Cincinnati by Aline Harper Forbes on the basis it could never be resold. You might recognize the house because it did feature in the movie The Conspirator, which was directed by Robert Redford here in Savannah. At the back of the house there is a lovely walled garden, and that is a very popular venue for weddings in the spring and in the fall. As we cross over this intersection, fashion of the 1830s. Luke to your left in the middle, that's the funny visit to James Edward Oglethorpe, the founder of the colony of Georgia. On by the fish at the time, you'll see he is facing the enemy. He's facing the Spaniards in Florida. Coming up on your right, which is probably going to be the Sixpence Moat. Once again, this might look familiar to you. This was in the opening scene of another movie, and that was something to talk about with Julia Roberts and Dennis Quaid. And the scene involved Julia looking through that left-hand window and watching her husband two-time her. The rotter. The poor Julia, Georgia girl. She comes from a little place called Smyrna outside Marietta. We're now approaching stop number 4. This is your stop if you're planning to include a visit to the Sorrel Weed House, the Mercer Williams House, which is in the movie Midnight, the Armory, and that's for the 3 Scan show, the history of Scan, and this is the Green Mountain House, which is where Shelby stayed when he was in Savannah. And later on, this is the closest stop to Mrs. Wood's boarding house if you're planning on taking lunch there. Just you may see if you get to a complete stop, the doors are open. Stop number 4, if you please. Savannah. This was both his residence headquarters, and he was in there on the evening December the 22nd, 1864. He penned that famous telegram to the President of the United States, giving him the consistent of the city of Savannah that year. If you look down into your left through the trees, you can see the red brick building that we'll turn in front of the building. And as we do that, folks, you're going to see the cannons flick in the front door. That's the entrance to the SCAD show. There are some students there ready to receive you and get you all checked in and on your way. As we make our way into Monterey Square, named after the successful Battle of Monterey, 1846, after the war between America and Mexico. In the middle of the square, there's a substantial monument which is to Casimir Velasquez. He was a Polish nobleman and a high-ranking foreign officer in the Revolutionary War. Very much a local hero, this guy, because he died leading the siege of Savannah, and is the highest-ranking officer to die in the Revolutionary War at the rank of Brigadier General. We journey towards the red brick building on the approaching corner, and that is the Mercer Williams house. Jim Williams residence in real life, and it also featured in a movie about Jim Williams, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. Now look to your left on the far side of the square, through the trees, you'll see there's a large beige Gothic building. It's actually a synagogue, that is the Temple Mikveh in Israel. That's the only synagogue in a Gothic building in America. It is both unique and beautiful at the same time. They've got a wonderful greeting when you go in there because it's truly Jewish and truly Southern. And that then comes out as Shalom, y'all. Love it. Now the movie Driving Miss Daisy was based on a real-life character who attended the temple. The script was written by her grandson and it was also filmed in Savannah. The white building on the right-hand corner, this is the Armstrong House. This also features the movie Midnight as Jim Williams' lawyer's offices. We're going to make a turn to the right here. And as we do, if you look to your left, you will see the beautiful four-side fountain, which is not working today because it's under maintenance.
They green for St. Patrick's Day.
They do green for St. Patrick's Day. But that fountain was actually purchased from a mail order catalogue back in 1858. Can you seriously believe the stuff you could get from the catalogue back then? On your right, this is the historic district. This tends to be pre-1850 architecture. On your left is the Victorian district, post-1850. We will shortly turn into the Victorian district. But before we do, we're going to be passing number 24 on the right-hand corner. As we pass the entrance, look in, and you're going to see on the top of the steps in there are 2 pillars with pineapples on the top. That is the universal sign of a welcome, is a pineapple. It comes from the olden days here. If you invited society gathering one of the grand houses, they'd always have fresh pineapple on the top of the steps as the welcoming sign to the house. Then on the mantel of the grave where the function's being held, again, a fresh pineapple, the sign of welcome. However, as the evening wears on and you look up and you see the fresh pineapple has now been removed from the mantel of the grave room, it is the hostess' way of saying, the party's over, go home. And ladies, wouldn't you just love a signal like that? So much more class today than coming off the biggest plan. We turn here, there are three styles of architecture predominate in the Victorian district. An example is coming up on your right. If you can look over the roof line and do so, then it gives you a better perspective. But the first one's got the chandelier on the porch, that's the elegant Italian style. Next to the somewhat austere Queen Anne style. And then here on the corner, and completely over the top, that is the Romanesque revival style. The next point of view coming to you directly to your left through the trees, slowly emerging a big white building that is virtually enclosed on three sides. That is the fragrance garden. It is specifically designed to enhance the pleasure of flowers to blind people, and it does an outstanding job. The next point of view is also coming up on the left-hand side. In the middle of the park is the monument of the fallen Confederate soldier. As he comes fully into view, look up and you will see that the soldier, by the vision of the park, is facing the enemy. He's facing the north. It was raised by the Queen ladies of Savannah. That was the mothers, the wives, the daughters. It was commissioned in Canada around 1875. But nerves were so badly wrought after that bitter war, the statue was not permitted to touch northern soil. It had to be shipped directly by sea from Canada to the port of Savannah. Otherwise, that would have been defiled in the Southerners' eyes. Hi guys, welcome aboard. Morning. Hi ladies. Thank you, sir. I've got two tea stools back. And you join us at stop 6. Because I should always remain seated while the trolley is moving and obviously enter inside the trolley at all times. Welcome aboard. So we now turning towards this house. It's called Old Brickwork Showing. This house is built with Savannah grey brick. These bricks are unique to this area and highly prized. Made from the mud of the Savannah River by the slaves of the Hermitage plantation. Handmade bricks, no two bricks alike, and up close and personal, you to see indentations on the bricks made by the fingertips of the slave that made them. Each one is an absolutely unique piece of history. We're now journeying towards Lafayette Square, named after the Marquesas of Lafayette, high-ranking French officer in the Revolutionary War, and the far side that's going to be stop number 7. On your right, this is Cleary's Diner. It was at the movie Midnight, that's where the breakfast scene was filmed. We John Cusack at the counter there. Lift to your left, lift to your right, another section on Jones Street. This morning you're planning to do a visit to the Andrew Low House, stop 7 East Shore Stop. That house is on this approaching square, and the end of the square, lift to your left, is on the corner and facing you. And it's the whole of a very bulky cotton broken up in industrial unit there, offering the lifestyle. Start to look to your right. The house behind the historic market, that's the childhood home of Flannery O'Connor, the authoress. One of her better-known books, A Good Man is Hard to Find, based on her observation when she lived there. On this corner is the Hamilton Turner House, 1873. That's French Second Empire architecture. Look up if you can, it's gorgeous. It was the first house to have the magical electrical lights in Savannah. And now it's a very nice and historic deal. There's a red sign there, folks, so there must be a service about to start, but they say no touring. So, unfortunately, it's not available if the service is in, it could be in progress. If you leave me here anyway, folks, you've got to be extra careful of this stuff. because it does have, Johnny's got quite a tilt on it.
That was St. Cathedral of St. John the Baptist.
Anyone stop yourself? Look to your left, look to your right, here is City Market. Coming up on the left-hand corner, you can see there's a blue awning building. This is Club 1. Club 1 was in the movie Midnight, and this is where the lady Supreme performed that with the black female impersonator. She took her name from the side of a wine bottle. Climb around, just stick a whistle and look in front. You would do just fine. I have seen too many people not do that. You don't feel unnecessary that. Not that you guys think safe and be safe. Now we do have a ticket check here that this is going to come on board and scan the tickets. One of you, if you are leaving here, she will scan them as you leave before she comes off the trolley. Just have them ready and it speeds up the whole process. Stop 11. Right outside there is one of our shops called Cindy's Savannah. We've got some souvenir shopping posts. Make sure you use that coupon in your map. So, make sure the downriver approach, you're going to see the start of the volcano port of Savannah. We're now approaching Stone 12, and that's where the guests for the Marriott Hotel, the Forward Dinner Suites, the Waving Girl statue, that's a true story of Florence Marchers coming up on your left. And also down on that is the big corner, and the private living place in 1996, and that was for the yachting athletes. You spent a hell of the coast of Thailand, that's about 18 miles down the river. Just remain safe, you get your knees stop and the doors are open.
So I just dragged Mom up these cobblestone roads here and up these historic steps, as they're called. And now we're in this area, and we are now going to go up another set of historic steps. Be back at the top. So we made it up to the top. This is where we are. Little bridge connecting. And it is time for a little stop and have something. So we're gonna see what is here at Cafe M. Oh, we just came across the old City Exchange bell. And here is the bell. And this is, over there is River Street, where we just stopped to have some coffee and a shared sandwich. And now we're going to walk towards an ice cream parlor called Leopold, which has historical significance. So we're gonna go see what that's like, and catch whatever sights are on the way. Very nice walking around any of the parts of the city. There's parks all over. And here we are at the front of the Cotton Exchange, right there. Yeah, pretty noisy, busy street here. So, yeah, we're going straight ahead, and we'll catch you in a few. So as we were walking down the street here, I looked up, and that is a very cool top of the building up there. Not sure what the building is. This is a Bank of America. Not sure what it was before, but yeah, we're walking and looking. And another park over there. Maybe we'll take a gander and see what that's like. Be back in a few. Here we are at the park. Sons of the American Revolution. 250 years. 2026.
It's not 2026 yet.
I know. It's a bit premature, I guess. Or somebody miscalculated. But whatever. I guess this is called Johnson Square. Yep, Johnson Square. is City Hall. And there's the hop on, hop off. Okay, so we've walked down the street and we are approaching Leopold. And Leopold is celebrating its 105th anniversary. And here's the menu since 1919. And can you hold this for a minute? I just want to take some video. And here's the inside of the vehicle. And we're gonna get an ice cream. Alrighty, so we're going to stop and have an ice cream. Wait, it wasn't filming. What do you have there?
Vanilla ice cream with hot fudge and cream. And their single scoop here is like our Dobby at home.
And I have a butter pecan. And this is all about the brothers who own the ice cream parlor, 105 years old, and they had a hand in the movie industry. And all the posters and everything around the store are the result of their handiwork. And so you can see all the movie paraphernalia here. Coke machine, and over here on this side is where they're dishing up the ice cream or scooping it up. More later when we're back out on the street. We are back on the hop on, hop off, and we are about to go down to the riverfront. And I thought I'd do a little more video of this. And at the corner of that building is where we had coffee and a sandwich earlier.
So they could stay afloat as they crossed the ocean blue. Once they got here, they would throw them into the river and onto the banks, and then fill the ships up with merchandise such as cotton and send them back to England. Please use caution while walking on these. They are very uneven. And ladies, no stilettos. They don't work down here. Now, if you look over to my left and to my right, you're going to see the factor's walls. Now, a factor is what we call today a broker. He would stand up top and set the price of the cotton as it was being loaded.
This is where we went up before?
And they graded that cotton by
No,
the
I'm sorry, it was
business.
further
Now
down.
you know where that saying
Wrong
came
spot.
from. To my left, you'll see the Boar's Head restaurant. This was the first restaurant on River Street. And years ago, they used to have a tavern underneath called the Other End. Get it? Now, I have something for y'all to listen to as we're coming into stop number 11. Make sure you have those QR codes ready for Taylor to scan.
And unseen spirits haunt the streets of Savannah. Hear the stories no other tours dare to tell on the Ghost Bridge Nose trial. From the city's mysterious history to its bravest moments, its ghastly folk. When the conductor howls, all aboard.
Now you can get those tickets right here with Gina, but this is stop number, housekeeper. And if you look down to the far left, you'll see a red tower with two natural gas fluid domes behind it, natural gas fluid domes. Now, for 44 years, she would wave her apron and or her towel by day, and her lantern by night to the ships coming in and out the ports. Now, the rumor was that she was waving for her long-lost lover. Now, our next stop is stop number 6, the Isaiah Davenport House. Stop number 13, the Isaiah Davenport House. Now, Isaiah Davenport, now y'all go, what? Isaiah Davenport arrived here in 1799 to establish himself as a fine craftsman. He built this house as his showcase house. Inside has a unique staircase that's all one continuous piece. If you'd like to go check it out, you'll enter the Kennedy Pharmacy that's across the street to my right. The docent there will take great care of you. They also have restrooms inside, but also at this stop, you can go right up the street to my right. Now, to show you what type of a master craftsman Isaiah Davenport was, if you look over to my right on the third step on the handrail, you're going to see the boot scrapers. See the little upside down hearts? Okay, thank you. Now, these staircases are called open arm staircases. One side for the ladies, the other side for the gentlemen. Because back then you weren't supposed to see the ladies' ankles. Could you imagine if they lived today? Now, if you look over to my right, you're going to see the Kehoe House. Now, notice everything in white. The columns, the ornate pieces, everything in white. Now, the house was originally built for William Kehoe, and he owned Kehoe Iron Works. Now, his philosophy was, if you could make it out of wood or plaster, he could make it out of iron. All that you saw in white was made out of iron. I guess you could call him an original Iron Man. Now, coming up on my right, you're going to see the Webb Military Museum. Now, this is Mr. Gary Webb's private collection of military memorabilia. Let's see who's working today. There's his daughter inside. And now, inside you can find a uniform from just about every branch of military from all around the world. You'll even find Bob Hope's USO uniform in there as well. They also have a full-size Russian meat jet cockpit in there. Don't ask me how they got 99. And it was built for George Jones. Not that one though, folks. I know he was old, but not that old. To my right, you'll see a tabby house. Now, tabby means it's made with oyster shells. Now, coming up on my far left, you're going to see a two-tone pink church. Now, this is the second African Baptist church. Now, this church was built because the first African Baptist church, their congregation had gotten so large. That's where Sherman read the field order number 15 that all free men receive 40 acres and a mule. But in 1962, a young reverend came through, practicing a sermon that went like this.
I have a dream. My four little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
As I like to say, can I get an amen? Amen. Now, if you look over to my right, you're going to see a fence line of brick. These bricks are called Savannah gray brick. They were handmade bricks by the slaves from the Hermitage plantation. No two bricks are the same. And they say if you look close enough, you may see the palm print or the thumbprint of the slave that made the brick. Now, do I have any pizza lovers on board? Look over to my left, you'll see that open sign with those red umbrellas. Folks, that's called Screaming BBs. Now, no lie, they're extra large pizzas the size of my engine cover. Their slices are so big that you have to eat them with two hands. Because you know it's illegal to eat pizza with a fork and a knife, right? At least that's what my New Yorker Italian father taught me. But you know, what I like about them is, you know, most pizza parlors, you just want a couple of slices. The pies are already cooked and sitting under a heat lamp, and you just pick out which ones you want. But not there. Their slices are made a la carte. So you can get whatever you want on top of it, and their meatballs are amazing. And I have baked their Sunday night. Their ravioli is even really, really good. Make it never want to go to jail, right there, folks. That is claustrophobic city. But now that's a building owned by SCAD. They have functions in that little courtyard there now. But who went to the St. John the Baptist Cathedral today? Nobody? Well, if you look over to my left and look up, you're going to see the back side of the St. John the Baptist Cathedral. You'll see its beautiful patinaed steeples and Now, if you'd like to go to it, you can get to it from my next stop, stop number 14. And then if you're done for the day, just walk back to 14. You're only stop 15 and then to 1 and 2 after that. Or if you want to get back to City Market, stop number 7 is right there. Again, utilize these stops, folks. They're literally to ring this bell. Now, it was named after Marmaduke Hamilton, who was on the city council at that time. And a lot of people don't realize that Savannah had the very first motorized fire department in the nation. Now, my next stop is stop number 15. At this stop, you can go to my left into Chippewa Square and see where Forrest Gump was filmed at. But if you walk through Chippewa Square into Madison Square, that's stop number 4, that'll get you back to Forsyth Park in a hop, skip, and a jump. If you go to my right, go through Wright Square into Johnson Square, make a left onto Congress Street. You are in the heart of City Market. You'll be standing right at Pauline's right there. So this is stop number 15. Please remain seated until my trolley comes to a complete stop and my doors are open. Stop number 15.
Yeah. Okay, so we just got off our trolley over there, and the reason we got off was this area used to be, this double road here, used to be the old Jewish cemetery. And when the road was put in, they moved the bodies and they were taken to bigger cities. But this is here in commemoration of the cemetery that was here. And so we came to visit. Not sure what's directly across the street, but we're gonna venture over and see if we can figure it out. But yeah, basically Savannah exists today because the doctor that first arrived actually saved the colonists from disease and pestilence, because half the original colonists had died off by the time they arrived, and it was because of him that the rest survived. And so here we are, this intersection. And we are going to walk around and do whatever, and then we'll decide whether we're going to head back to our pickup point for our ride back to the campground, or what we're going to do. More later. Hasta la bye-bye for now.
See those pebbles on top of the stone? I call them pebbles, but they aren't always there. You see, guests will come to Savannah. They'll place those pebbles on top of that stone, and that means in remembrance of you. Now, I had the pleasure of seeing the movie Schindler's List. Very good movie. At the end of the movie, all the remaining Jews all went to his grave and left a stone on top of his grave. Now, you would have had seen the movie or read the book in order to know the true significance of what that truly means. If you have not seen the movie or read the book, if you would, put that on your list of things to do. You'll be more than happy that you did. This is a great time to speak about the last of those 4 prohibitions. We spoke about no Catholics or Baptists, as they were called. We spoke about no strong water or alcohol. We spoke about no slavery. That last prohibition, no lawyers. Oglethorpe said, if a man got in trouble, he could speak for himself. If he needed help, he'd ask a friend to help him. You see, before Oglethorpe left England, he had a friend by the name of Castell. Castell borrowed some money to write a book. Well, the book didn't sell well. Castell couldn't be paid in debt, so he was thrown in debtor's prison. While in debtor's